the big counting day in Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh. All eyes are on the outcome of Gujarat, where poll pundits are predicting a hat-trick for Gujarat Chief Minister Narendra Modi. In the state, over 71% of voters have cast their votes in two phases of the assembly elections. Counting will start at 8 a.m. sharp. From 8 to 8:30, we'll first see the postal ballots being opened, then the EVMs will be opened from 8:30 onwards. A victory will be a big boost to Narendra Modi's position in the BJP and could pitchfork him to the center, where he hopes to lead the BJP's charge in 2007. So let's first come across, this is what we are calling the Insta trackpad, and let me show you how this actually works. So here's where we've got party positions, seat share and vote share, and as the day goes along, we'll show you the overall party position for Gujarat. We'll also be showing you a breakup of each of the regions, north, south, central, Saurashtra. It's in Saurashtra that Keshubai Patel's party is most active. That's the Patel stronghold. What's the sort of impact that Keshubai Patel's party is going to have in Saurashtra? What are you looking forward to? How do you see the day pan out?
Well, Rahul, it's difficult. I mean, all of us as journalists have one view. All of us as pollsters over here have another view. But what the bookies are saying surprises me. All of us assumed that this was a done deal. Modi was going to win. The only question was going to be, is it much above 117 or is it just going to be 117? If the bookies are saying he won't reach 100, I'm beginning to get worried.
I won't agree to what bookies are saying. I expect that they would certainly cross 117, which was the tally in the last election. I would expect something in the range of 130 to 135 maybe. Okay. So I'm expecting a kind of very, very clean sweep by Narendra Modi.
I feel that it would be hazardous to predict now, but it seems that even Narendra Modi is not too confident of himself.
Through this past fortnight, Headlines Today has set up a special assembly elections coverage studio on the riverbank at the Sabarmati in Ahmedabad, which is where I'm now joined by Gaurav Sawant and Javed Ansari. They've been crisscrossing the length and breadth of Gujarat, covering these elections very, very closely. It's great to have you with us, Gaurav. Early this morning, how's it looking in Ahmedabad? Is Narendra Modi confident? He's been speaking to some journalists after counting got over. He's been meeting them informally. Is he exuding confidence or is he concerned?
The Chief Minister appears confident. He chaired the last cabinet yesterday. He went about with his tasks as normal. But as Veer Sanghvi was pointing out, the bookies are painting altogether a different picture. And that is what a senior...
I'd be very surprised if it turns out that when Narendra Modi wins less than 100 or doesn't win at all. I'd be totally dumbfounded if that happens. I expect Narendra Modi to win. It's just a question of how big that win will be.
And there's an air of festivity or anticipation of festivities beginning later in the day today. Moshiki, describe to our viewers the scenes that you're seeing around you at the BJP headquarters in Ahmedabad.
Well, the BJP leaders are yet to arrive at the BJP headquarters in Ahmedabad. If I could ask my camera person to show you that already the festive lights have been put up by the BJP office since late last night. However, none of them are coming out in open and saying that yes, it's a clear victory for the BJP here.
By and large, our experience has been model code violations from election to election have been coming down. Generally, there is an effort on the part of the political parties to stick to that, though there are aberrations, but wherever we come across any deviation, we do not hesitate to step in.
I want to go across now to what we are calling the Pandit room. This is where we've got top political analysts, sociologists, people who understand Gujarat better than anyone else. And as we put out the numbers here in the Insta trackpad, we'll have experts decoding those numbers for us. Rahul Shiv Shankar joins us this morning from the Pandit room. Rahul, can you give our viewers a quick sense of what all you and your team will be doing in the Pandit room today?
For joining us this morning are perhaps the most insightful minds, individuals who have not just spent large parts of their careers in Gujarat, but are also students of politics down to the last C. Mr. Ashok Pandit.
Well, Modi has fought a very different election in 2012 from 2002 certainly, and even 2007. There haven't been too many divisive or religious issues in this election, and he has sought to make this a referendum on his governance, his development plank, his economic performance. I mean, he's done it for his own reasons, of course. But that is a fact we can't run away from.
And the appeal Modi has to Gujaratis is very much the appeal of a regional leader. He keeps talking about 6 crore Gujaratis. He talks about our pride. He talks about our aspiration. He talks about how the Delhi Sultanate has ignored Gujarat.
And I now want to take our viewers to the numbers hub, where we've got my colleague Shiv Arur standing by, and he's tracking very closely. Obviously, the numbers are not out yet, but Shiv, can you give our viewers a sense of what to expect in Gujarat and how you'll be tracking it for them?
In Gujarat, the comparisons between 2007 and now are completely inevitable. As you were saying, there are several different parameters, delimitation, what the BJP is expecting as far as Saurashtra is concerned, the Keshavai factor. All of those are going to come into play.
Victory would be a vindication given the malicious campaign that Narendra Modi has faced over the last several years. It will help him show his detractors that despite all the vilification, I've still won. What are your pundits making of this, Rahul?
That's indeed one of the ways of looking at this election. Will a victory for Modi? The question is, the big question that the BJP is throwing up is that a victory for Modi is an affirmative statement in what he's done. Shri Vishwanathan.
See, I think let's be clear about one thing. There's a kind of snobbery about Delhi which thinks Modi is a regional leader. I think this kind of regionalism must be combined with the kind of global view he has. Modi is a much more potent person.
Ashok Malik, where would you put this down to, or all of these?
You see, you must realize other chief ministers have also won second terms. Very few have won 3 successive terms. Jyoti Basu won it many years ago, but we know what he did to Bengal. He murdered it. The only chief minister who Modi can compare himself with really is perhaps Naveen Patnaik, who's also won consistently with a development record.
Action is just picking up on Twitter. The congratulations have already started. 3D Narendra Modi for the third time. 140 characters allowed on Twitter, and that guarantees 140 seats for Narendra Modi as well. Those are the kind of tweets we're seeing at this point.
Narendra Modi seems to be running away with the elections. We've got trends so far for 98 out of the 182 constituencies. The BJP is leading in 62 of these seats. The Congress is leading in 31. The GPP making a debut of some sort at 4, but not enough to damage Narendra Modi's party. So it seems at this time that the BJP is running away with the Gujarat elections. Let's quickly go across to the election epicenter. We've got Gaurav Sawant and Javed Ansari, and they've got several guests. Gaurav, good news for Narendra Modi from the election epicenter.
This indeed is good news for the Gujarat Chief Minister Narendra Modi, because this is the election that the BJP has been saying will send a Gujarati to the center, perhaps a Gujarati as the Prime Minister.
This is big because now we've got trends coming in, and the BJP is leading at 95 constituencies. The 160 seats, now we've got trends for the BJP is leading at 95, the Congress at 60. In fact, I'm being told by our producers that the best election team on television is now in a position to call the Gujarat elections for Narendra Modi. It's a hat-trick for the Gujarat Chief Minister. Mr. Arya, the fact is, if he'd been able to take Keshubai Patel with him, if he'd been able to carry the VHP with him, his tally could have been better than what he's ending up with.
Of course, and if he'd been able to take his Muslims with him, if he'd been able to take the Dalits with him, if he'd been able to take the tribals with him, he'd have won 100 seats, 100% seats. But the fact is that the man is divisive. And the idea, the comical idea, that he's a compassionate human being. I'd love to hear Piyush Goyal's assessment of Adolf Hitler, a really compassionate man who succeeded in pulling Germany out of the Depression.
A man whom I consider an undemocratic man who has finished most of the democratic functioning in Gujarat is winning. And if he wins here, he moves to the center. I have no doubt about it. And I consider it a very bad day for India, for Indian democracy.
There's also the contest in Himachal Pradesh. I want to go across to the numbers hub. Shiv Arur is standing by, and he's got the latest from Himachal Pradesh.
Well, it's completely advantage Congress here. We still haven't called the Himachal Pradesh election just yet. But the numbers which we should remind our viewers, all trends at this stage of time show that the Congress is leading in 36 constituencies, 24 of them leading for the BJP as far as the numbers are concerned right now. 65 of the 68 constituencies in Himachal Pradesh, the numbers are in for them. Those are guidance figures, trends right now. Full results not yet in for even a single seat just yet. the others bagging about 6. So clearly the guidances that we're getting, at least so far, which should firm up in at least the next 1.5 to 2 hours, basically means that the anti-incumbency, beating the anti-incumbency hasn't been successful at all for Prem Kumar Dhubal, the incumbent chief minister. It looks, at least at this time, Rahul, that the Congress is set to take Himachal back.
All right, our numbers desk is now confident that the Himachal Pradesh election can be called. Veerbhadra Singh has managed to bag the Himachal Pradesh election. Karthikeya, describe to our viewers what's going on behind those fortifications. I've been there. I know the security is immense, but what's the word that you're picking up from Team Modi?
Team Modi is happy. Team Modi feels that these are early results. They feel that during the day the margin between the Congress and Bharatiya Janata Party will increase. But I would say that the good part of the story is that Congress feels that there is no wave against them through the length and breadth of the country, because they have done well in Himachal Pradesh, and the elections were fought or contested on local issues. But they have here no answer to brand Modi. You see, that's where the difference was made.
Yes, we have been hearing that Gujarat Chief Minister Narendra Modi is at his residence in Gandhinagar right now. He is watching the results. He's also taking feedback from his own people, especially Purushottam Rupala, who has just arrived at the BJP office here, as well as Amit Shah. Amit Shah himself is leading with a margin of around 40,000 votes. Narendra Modi is also leading with a margin of around 45,000 votes. Taking feedback from these two leaders, they are planning big celebrations in the evening. In fact, the preparations for the swearing-in ceremony has also begun.
The indications were all there that in case he achieves this 117, it clears the way for his move to Delhi. Does this number, had it been, if it's less than 117, if it's 115 or 114, does it impact his move to Delhi, or now it's a done deal?
I don't think the numbers will impact his move to Delhi. Maybe the machinations of the central leadership of the BJP might, but I don't think the numbers would. Even if he had 105, I don't think it would have stood in the way. They would have still, because the rank and file of the BJP wants this. This will fire up their imagination. Yes, he is. Whether the people of India will vote for him is a different issue.
The BJP's conundrum. They've got a face for the 2014 Prime Minister Lok Sabha elections. This is where it's all going to come down to.
I think one thing is absolutely clear, that with the outcome of this election results, Mr. Narendra Modi will have a much larger role in the national scene and within BJP than what was assigned to him in the past.
I don't know why you should draw such conclusions. He's one state man. I don't even want to be uncharitable to him at this time to say he's a one issue person, but he's certainly a one state person. It's a long way across the country.
Many would argue that being stuck on 2002 is unfair. Over the last 10 years, there have been no riots. Gujarat has had a turbulent history of riots in the past, and therefore, to only look at Narendra Modi from the prism of what happened in 2002 is doing injustice to the man.
Not really injustice to him, especially minorities have looked at him from the prism of 2002. But Muslims in Gujarat have realized that Congress is unable to fight Modi, unable to replace Modi, and if it can't replace Modi, then Muslims can't wait for next 20 years for Congress to come to power and do their business. They have to do business with Modi, and that's what they are doing, and that's why they were not that enthusiastic. They knew Modi is winning.
Joined by his mother Hira Ba and his brother Pankaj. बाप के बेटे नरेंद्र मोदी दिल्ली जाएंगे. आपको लगता है कि वो प्रधानमंत्री के दावेदार हो गए हैं, बड़ा हो गया है कद उनका भारतीय जनता पार्टी और देश की राष्ट्रीय राजनीति में?
गुजरात थी जीती અને એ દિલ્હીની ગાદી ને મળશે અને ગુજરાત લાવશે. ગુજરાત છે એ સાચી છે.
तो क्या कहा बा ने इस बार पंकज भाई?
माँ ने बताया कि उसने गुजरात तो जीत लिया है, आने वाले दिनों में वो दिल्ली भी सर करेंगे.
Padmaja of 117, BJP as per the live tally too short of that figure.
Well, people on Twitter have soundly dismissed any talk about 117 being the magic figure. All that matters to them is the fact that Narendra Modi is going to become the next chief minister. He's going to continue as the chief minister of Gujarat. He's got the majority in the house.
We tried it with Sadbhavna. You can debate whether it's worked or not, whether it was a confidence trick or not. But the fact is, Going beyond that, he tried it with emphasizing development over communal politics and rhetoric. He seems to be someone who looks at the larger picture at some level or the other.
But after Sadbhavna, if you look, not giving ticket to a single Muslim, you know.
But the BJP said it's down to winnability.
Or even talking about Ahmed Mia, etc. And raising the issue of Sirkrik. These are very important aspects. I think that he's a narcissist and he's not capable to reinvent himself.
We nevertheless have a 3D projection. What we're going to show you right now is very interesting. We're going to put that up on your screen right now. The numbers as we see them right now, we're projecting them and showing you what the Gujarat Assembly will look like with these latest numbers and trends that are coming in. 114 for the BJP, 63 for the Congress, and the Gujarat Parivartan Party of Keshubhai Patel is 2. Of course, the numbers are a little different. That it's 116 for the BJP now, 61 for the Congress. I'm going to take that off now, and I'm going to compare it with what the assembly would have looked like if we project the Lok Sabha voting patterns of 2009 in Gujarat. Take a look at the figures. They are pretty interesting now. Now, what you've got is 106 for the BJP. You've got 76 for the Congress, and obviously the GPP didn't exist back then, so it was zeros.
That he's won with some style. Maybe it's not as big, as decisive a mandate that he would have wanted, but to win a third time with 117 seats is an accomplishment this leader has achieved, and nothing can be taken away from him as far as the tally is concerned. I want to go across to Veer Sanghvi and bring him in as we look at these numbers. Veer, 117, do you think this will give Modi the sort of traction that is required to go from Gujarat to Ahmedabad, or will it pause or halt his prime ministerial ambitions?
No, I don't think it will halt his prime ministerial ambitions anyway. I think if he'd won 105, the prime ministerial ambitions would have remained. What it will suggest is that while he can go ahead as according to the original plan, he is no longer the irresistible force he might have been with 130 seats or whatever.
And the fact that he's hugely acceptable in Gujarat, but his acceptance, the moment he crosses the border, begins to diminish as you move along the Hindi heartland.
I think these are all incorrect assessments and wrongly made and at a wrong point in time.
Should he apologize, as some of our panelists are saying, for the communal riots in Godhra? Is that a good beginning?
No, I think an apology, because an apology would be admission that he is guilty, because you apologize for something you've done wrong.
But the Congress apologized for the Sikh riots.
No, the Congress regretted the riots. Okay, the Congress didn't apologize in that.
That's semantics.
No, but it's important. I think Modi will express some sort of regret for the violence, but only after a legal exoneration by the Supreme Court.
You had earlier on said that you all are satisfied, at least you all have contained Narendra Modi within 117. But is that how low you all had set your bar in Gujarat?
We have not set our bar low. We went into the Gujarat election knowing that there is a formidable adversary. He is in government. It is a I, me, mine model of government in Gujarat. We were facing tremendous odds. Nevertheless, the Gujarat PCC put up a stiff fight and the results are clear.
On headlines today, 117 seats as it is being projected here in this graphic depiction of the Gujarat Assembly. Moving on to the Congress, they've done a little better. They're very chuffed about it. Chidambaram, in fact, has been saying that the Congress has actually won in Gujarat. They've notched up the 62 figure, which is 3 more than 59 that they managed in 2007.
How do you in the BJP assess Narendra Modi's ability to change for his journey further?
Narendra Modi has never depended on poll pundits for his destiny or his future. He's always depended on his hard work, on the team effort of the kind of people that he is working with to ensure victory for the party and for the organization.
So joining us, I want to go across live to the BJP headquarters in Ahmedabad. We've got Maushiki Acharya joining us. The drums are beating, the spirit of celebration. Is the BJP cadre on the ground happy with the tally they've ended up with? It's coming down now. The leads are only 112, Maushiki.
Well, I could barely hear you, Rahul, but there's so many people who have gathered here at the BJP headquarters and already celebrating.
गुजरात ने विकास की राजनीति को प्राधान्य दिया
और देश में एक रोल मॉडल के रूप में सरकार ने अपनी साख को मजबूत किया है और गुजरात की जनता ने फिर से एक बार गुजरात के विकास के लिए नरेंद्र भाई के नेतृत्व में भारतीय जनता पार्टी को चुनकर दिया है।
Ma'am, were you expecting this kind of defeat? The margin?
कोई gloom नहीं है, absolutely no gloom at all. Wrongly said. बात है जो करनी थी किया, full 100% किया। यही बात दिखानी थी लोगों को कि एक महिला अगर 24 साल घर में बैठ के बेखौफ बाहर निकल सकती है, वो भी नरेंद्र मोदी जी के सामने, तो हर एक को निकलना चाहिए। वो डर निकालने के लिए ही आई थी मैं बाहर।
The Congress ought to make up its mind. I don't agree when people say that they didn't have their hearts in the battle. They had their heart in the battle. They had a strategy in place. Unfortunately for them, it didn't work because they had somebody who was much bigger and better at the game than they were.
Let's just get you a 3D projection right now and give you a sense of where things stand as far as the numbers we've called. Remember, Headlines Today was the first to call Gujarat for the BJP and for Narendra Modi. Take a look at those figures. They're a little different from what they are right now because this figure was from a short while ago.
लोग जब मुझे पत्थर मारते हैं तो उस पत्थर से भी मैं सीढ़ी बना देता हूं। आज इस चुनाव में जितने पत्थर लगे थे उन पत्थरों की सीढ़ी से फिर एक बार हैट्रिक हो गई। मैंने सबको कहा था भैया आप जितना कीचड़ उठा रहे हो उतना ही कमल ज्यादा खिलेगा। ये विजय नरेंद्र मोदी का नहीं है, ये विजय 6 करोड़ मेरे गुजराती भाइयों बहनों का है। ये विजय हिंदुस्तान के उन नागरिकों का है जो विकास के लिए, सुख के लिए सदियों से तड़पते आए हुए हैं। उन सब के आशीर्वाद का विजय है।